Hello and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to show you how to implement user groups into your Glide apps. Let's get it working. So what you will need is, first off, a Google Sheet. In this Google Sheet you will have a main data sheet where you will store all your data. Then you will have a parent sheet and a child sheet, the function of which I will explain in a short while. And then, of course, you will have a Glide app to show all your content. Here you can see a template version of my game sheet for my gamified class game Heroes of the Dark Realm. I store a lot of data here, but today we are only interested in the colored columns. As a beginning, you will need two kinds of data for implementing user groups. First, you will need a column where we have the email addresses of your users. These are important and they have to be the email addresses your users will use to log into your Glide app. Second, over here, we have a column with the actual user groups. Each user is assigned to a certain user group. In my case, these are the classes the students are in. So we have class 7A up here, and if we scroll down, we have down here class 8E. What you see here is my parent sheet. The parent sheet contains two vital informations. First off, the email addresses of your users, and second, the groups. Both of them have just been imported via an array formula from the main data sheet. Now, where does the magic happen? Well, it's here up in the column header of that column. Here you assign a name to that column, and then there is this expression, and this expression makes it a parent. What does it consist of? First off, here we have the name of the sheet where we'll store the actual content we want to be shown later in the app. Second, here we have the name of the column that will link the both sheets together in the other sheet. And then we add multiple. Why do we do that? Because we want to be able to have several items to be shown to our users, and therefore we just tell the program there might be more than one. Just look all of them up and show them. Finally, this here is the child sheet. In the child sheet you store the actual items you want to be shown. So I give them a name, I assign a picture, I assign a certain text, and here I have a date. And here is the important part. Here I store the group that shall see this content. And how do I make this? Well, the magic is again in the header. First, here we assign a name to that column. And this is the name that we refer to in the parent sheet. Now, this child sheet refers here to the parent sheet, and here to the specific column in the parent sheet that has defined the parent sheet to refer to this column in the child sheet. This might look a bit complicated, but if you download the template and have a closer look, then you will soon understand, I'm sure. So now let's have a look at the app and what all this magic does. Now what you can see here is basically a template version of my app. I reduced the content to two spots I'd like to show you more in detail. First off, what we have got here is the page where only the content is shown that we want to be shown to a certain user group. In this case, the 8E. So they have this picture, it has this name, and this name you might recognize from my sheet. It's the name of the parent sheet. And why is that? Because the parent sheet can now refer to all its children down here. And if you click on that, then you can see that there will be a beach gathering. It will be on the 12th of September, and here's a little fluff text and a picture. So how are the settings to achieve that? First off, you go here to settings and set your privacy to sign in public with email. You could also use email whitelist. That would work just the same. But it's important that the users have to enter your app by entering their email address. That's important because the app will recognize them by this email address. So next, you go to layout. I recommend you use the details layout, because if you choose another one, then you get this creepy signs here, and this does not work. You just choose details and everything's fine. Here you have this picture and you have all that. Now you go to features, and here is the option to filter the rows by the signed in user. And the program or the app does this by looking up the email address and comparing it to the email address the user has signed in with. So if I deactivate that, then you will see something completely different which does not fit to this user. But as soon as you activate it, the user can see the content he should see. There's one thing you can try here. You can enter another email address down here. And what then will happen is basically that it will filter to another group. So let's do this. And you see the whole appearance changed. What did not change is this part, but don't be scared. You just switch from one tab to the other and the thing will get reloaded and it will set it right. I don't know why Glide does this, but don't let it scare you. So, and here you have a completely different content. And this is the content that we defined here in our child sheet. Yeah. So what does happen? The app filters the users by their email address and then looks up here in this column which group they are in. And it shows only the content that has a parent to child relation to this specific user group. And then that's what's happening. So that's it for today. I hope you can use what I taught you. If there's any question left, just leave it down in the comments. And see you next time. Thanks for watching.